Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another Minecraft video, and in this one we're going to be taking a look at a very special enchantment indeed. For those of you who don't know, in some of the recent snapshots a new enchantment was added to boots that allows you to walk on water. It is known as Frostwalker and I think it's pretty awesome, so let's take a look at 10 fun ways in which you can use this enchantment. So the first thing that I want to show you isn't really that fun, it's just really quite useful. If we chuck down some water here in the center, you can see that all of that water is currently flowing. Now if you turn all of that into frost, then walk across like this, you can see that we have got an entire area of frost, but when all of this melts, it will actually all be turned into water source blocks. Now that is hugely useful. It means that we have used one bucket and we have filled up this entire pond area, which is pretty cool. One thing that I really like doing is trolling mobs. If you just chuck down a zombie here, he's set on fire, but he's not going to be able to access any water because of course we've turned all of that to ice. Ooh, that must burn. On the topic of trolling and pranking, the safe drop is commonly used to allow a player to fall many blocks without taking any damage. Now one thing that I personally can't wait for is if you're in your friend's base and you see them begin their descent, just slowly walk within range of the water source block. It will of course be turned to ice and their safe drop isn't quite so safe anymore. Another useful one here, this allows us to use Frostwalker as a hidden input device. Just stand on this block, of course our water is turned into frost, which will update our block update detector, causing a redstone output. That could be hooked up to a door or any other redstone device. This one is a lot less fun and probably a lot more painful, but breaking all your farms. I can imagine that's going to happen really quite often, and it's going to be heartbreaking. For those of you who don't know, Frostwalker can actually be used underwater, which means that we can create these crazy fast underwater highways that can only be used by those of you who have the enchantment. Now this one uses a little bit of command trickery to work, and I'll put the command down in the description if you do want to check it out, but it gives us Frostwalker level 100 boots. Yes, Frostwalker level 100. Now for those of you who don't know how the levels work with Frostwalker, every level that you add adds one block to the radius of the circle of frost around you. So that means that Frostwalker level 100 is going to produce a pretty big circle. Let's just stand on this block here, and there we go! Ice Age. That is absolutely awesome. If you take a look at the top here, you can see everything despawning, and it's really cool to watch it happen. In fact, you can see the pulsing effect coming out from the center, and that is due to the way that Minecraft handles the update ticks, but I think it looks brilliant. But it's not all fun and games generating absolutely gigantic circles, because this could actually be useful for generating gigantic circles. All I'll have to do is hop on this block here, then get a friend to come along and trace around it, and we've got ourselves an accurate circle generator. Now one thing that I personally have been dabbling in is creating gigantic ice sculptures. All I have to do is chuck down some water, and then chuck down a block, hop on top of the block, and then we get ourselves some nice big structures. As you can see, it's no masterpiece at the minute, but it's a work in progress. And finally, one thing that I can imagine that I'm going to be doing plenty of when I get myself a pair of Frostwalker boots on the Hermitcraft server is crying when I destroy all of my nicely placed item streams. Oh, I can imagine that this is going to be happening really quite often, and I'm not too excited for that one. So there we have it, ladies and gents. That rounds up today's video on 10 fun ways in which you can use the Frostwalker enchantment. Let me know down in the comments section what you think to the enchantment itself, but unfortunately that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.